welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we join you from MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Tonight, a good one in the NFC. It's the Minnesota Vikings and the New York Giants. So glad to have you with us. Mike Tirico next to Greg Olsen here in the booth. Off we go on Sunday Night Football. We'll start at the 4. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Giants offense making their way out for the first time. They'll be led out by the young man in his second season in the NFL.
There's just certain guys, Mike, when they take the field and they step into the huddle, the other 10 players, they just take a little bit of a deeper breath. They're like, man, I'm glad this guy is on our side, and he's certainly one of them. He just brings an element of confidence to everybody else around him, not only in the huddle, but on the sideline, on the defense, the coaching staff. Everyone is better as the result of him being your quarterback.
And a good piece of running there. He'll get about 9 yards past the 35-yard line.
The best offensive play callers in the NFL, Mike, do a great job tying in their under-center run game, like we just saw here, with their under-center play action game. And the ability to make those two things look alike, man, it puts a lot of stress on the defense.
And nowhere to go on that one. They lifted him up and threw him down behind the line.
And just like that, you go from second and inches, where you think it's pretty much a given that you're going to move the chains, to now finding yourself in 3rd and 2 or 3. Great job by that defense. This completely changes this possession.
On 3rd down, it's Manning. Open man, that's Slayton. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
Well, it wasn't the most exciting throw today, but I want you to watch, Mike, is the suddenness of the route runner. Change of speed, change of direction. Those are the qualities of great route runners, and this guy's certainly one of them.
No give on the ground, and some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 3. In motion, that's the tight end, Mayer. They'll stick with him again. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. A pickup of 12 yards. That's good for a Giant first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense. So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
Play 8 of the opening drive coming up, and now they face 3rd down. Here's Manning. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. That's catch 3 just on this drive, and it gets his team a first down.
At the 23-yard line.
So a big third down hookup takes us to the break. 0-0 is the score. We're back to upstate New York in just a moment. Giants second quarter as they've got it with 1st and 10. That one is caught. It's Huxley. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
A bit of a quick hitter here. And what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
2nd and 7. He'll get this out to the left flat.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He'll try to run for it. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Giants. That is a heartbreaker for the defense. They took away what he wanted to do in the air, Greg, but that scrambling ability gets him to the end zone for the touchdown.
And the reason he was able to take advantage with his legs here, Mike, is he made a fast decision realizing there was nowhere to go with the ball. The amount of guys the defense had in coverage took those passes away. He tucked the ball down, took advantage of the space, and he was able to take it all the way.
A try here for the extra point. The kick is good. The Giants will take a 7-0 lead. So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Moss in motion. They'll begin here on the ground. He is belted in the backfield. What a shot he took. It's going to be a loss of yardage. What a play.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
They'll look to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining. 1st half in a 7-0 game. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this. They go 5 receivers for 3rd down and 4. Now they'll set up to throw. He's looking deep for Shakir. And he will score. Touchdown, Minnesota.
The throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
The extra point try forthcoming. He knocks it through. And the Vikings come right back to tie it at 7. 1 possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. From the 6, here comes a return. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. Giants offense ready now for their second drive. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment. Keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Here's a 2nd and 9. Back to throw is Manning. Short throw and pulled in by Mayer. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. And the Giants here will use the first of their timeouts. And they'll stop it just over a minute remaining in this first half. So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. From the gun, they'll try to run it. Now a timeout, Giants. That is their second. And they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go in this first half.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. To throw, it's Manning. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he's going to have the first down as he gets out of bounds, and he stopped the clock as well.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play. Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
Now Manning. He finds Austin with the grab. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line. The Giants going to call their 3rd and final timeout. Clock will stop just under 30 seconds to go in this second quarter. Here's 1st and 10. Manning. He'll let this go towards the end zone. And that's going to be over everyone. Incomplete. Nothing ever really developed there, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
All right, so the ball falls incomplete, but I think what it does now, Mike, is it allows you to stop the clock, get in the huddle, take a deep breath, and now your play caller has to give you the best play. Go get points here before the half and try to build something going into halftime.
And that one's incomplete, but a late flag comes in. Looked like he might have gotten there early.
Automatic 1st down.
Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Manning. And that ball out of reach. Toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
To the air is Manning. Quickly to the outside and complete. And a nice game there. He's out of bounds, and that will bring up 3rd down.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
And even though they'll say he had a man in the vicinity of the throws, clearly not intended to be caught. Really smart play. Don't risk a turnover here. Live for the next snap.
The Giants field goal unit out on the field. This about as short as you can get. Gano's kick is good. And the Giants will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead.
Outside of coming away with a touchdown, I'm not sure they could have done any better to close out that half. I mean, they burned all the clock. They don't let the opponent possess the ball, and they come away with points.
Final moments of this first half, kicking with the lead now, as this one is in the air. Couldn't take the chance. You're going to return it from the goal line. Now an opening past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He's looking deep for Shakir. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hansen, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you. This one still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with a hot hand as our second half is about to get underway. Three points, all that separates these two sides, as half number 2 kicks off. On the return, here comes Shakir. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Vikings offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides. This drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's got the golden domer. That's Michael Mayer. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. First time they've looked his way all game long, but he comes through with the grab and a first down.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. A couple of big plays to start this drive. How about 17 on this one?
And what a start to this drive. A little bit of everything. First, you get the explosive pass to start it out, and then you follow it up on the ground, picking up good yardage. The ability to weave back and forth as a play caller, it just puts so much pressure on the defense.
And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down.
Now at the 30-yard line, a 7-yard pickup brings up second and 3.
Now, faking the give. He'll get this over the middle to Jefferson. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line. First time they've looked his way all game long. But he comes through with the grab and a first down.
And I think both of us came away from our discussions with the coaches thinking that this guy was going to have a massive role in this one. But after only his first catch of the game, let's give credit where it's due. This defense, man, they've held him in check throughout.
Quick throw here is complete. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
Brings up second and 9 at the Giants' 11-yard line.
It is second and 9. Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike, and you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched, and an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
Extra point attempt still to come. He's got it. The Vikings are on top. It's 14-10.
Vikings 14, Giants 10.
Right through it out now, following the touchdown, as he kicks this one away. On the return, it's McKenzie. Oh, he's got room past the 30. They finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. The Giants offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. With a solid start so far, touchdown and a field goal on their first 2 possessions. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Throwing now, Madden. He'll get it into the hands of Slayton. Down the right sideline. And he will go all the way. Touchdown, New York.
Just let it burn.
Gano on to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Giants move out to a 3-point edge, 17-14. So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. He fields it at the 8. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
It's 1st down. You got to get the ball out of your hands. I understand trying to take a shot. I love it on early downs. But once it's not there and that protection starts to break down, it's either check down or throwaway. You don't want to be in 2nd and long.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. He'll look to throw. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
So I'm not really sure if that would have mattered, Mike. I don't think they were going to have enough to pick up the 1st down either way, but at least if that ball's completed, 3rd down's just a little bit more manageable, because now after the incomplete, they find themselves in 3rd and pass.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
Going to be taken down as time runs out on this 3rd quarter of play. So both teams trade touchdowns. Going to need a big play now. 3rd down and long. Now they'll set up to throw. Here's a shot toward the end zone.
In these critical moments of the game, Mike, you always turn to your best players, and that's exactly what they did here, and they just weren't able to connect. Give this defense a lot of credit. They knew when it was crunch time, where did this quarterback want to look? And they were ready, and they took him away.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. Now a deep ball toward the end zone.
And it all came down to that play. The offense finds themselves trailing, all out of their timeouts. The defense knew they were one stop away from ending this game, and they came up big when their team needed it.
Victory formation, defense powerless to stop. And that should just about do it. So it is a win for our visitors, the Vikings. They were the aggressors from the start, able to dictate the pace of play. In the end, they come away with the victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from New Jersey. Slayton is the man in motion. On the play fake, here's Manning. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. They'll go with the sneak. Trying to put any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's 4th down. The Giants sending out their punter as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. That one hits at the 3, but goes in the wrong direction for the punter. It turns out to be a touchdown. The Vikings offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Try to run it here, and this will gain a couple of yards up to the 22-yard line.
So I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass.
Back to throw. That's to the left side, taken in by Jefferson. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9. So 2 minutes left to play in the 2nd half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. They'll keep it on the ground. He's going to be brought down up past the 45. A gain there of 15. 1st down, Minnesota.
1st and 10.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle to the 20. Minnesota. His second TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead.
This is one of those plays that all the offensive line had to do, Mike, was just give him a crease and get him to the second level, because from there, he's going to do the rest. That's as impressive a run as we'll see all year long.
An extra point attempt to follow. He gets it to go, and the Vikings move out in front by 4. It's 21-17. So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Giants offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll start out first down and 10. He'll drop to throw. He'll get this out to his running back.
Manning's pass complete to number 21. A 3-yard pickup brings up second and 7 at the 32-yard line.
Here is second and 7. Here's Manning. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. And the Giants here will use the first of their timeouts. Get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to go in this one.
The city just made it sweet. People diabetic. They mouth get full of deceit. Let these cowards tell it. Walking New Orleans with the etiquette of LA yelling.
Final minute. Still 2 timeouts remaining as we get to first and 10. He'll drop to throw. He's got his man. That's Slayton.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second and 4 at their 48-yard line.
Now fit it, not even a little bit. Oh Lord, know yourself, know your worth.
They'll come up now for second down. Back to throw is Manning. This one complete right side. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. The Vikings have got it.
And there is the backbreaker, Mike. The one thing you can't have late in the ball game is a turnover. You're ready, you're up against the wall. You know you need a late score here to come back from behind, and let's give credit to this defense. They know they were a stop away from victory, and after forcing that late turnover, it looks like they're going to seal this one.
The Vikings offense starting to trot out for this next possession. Still 2 timeouts remaining for the defense, but do the math, even if they choose to use them, 3. And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a replay, so they might be taking a look at this one.
Play is under review.
At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? Now a timeout, Giants. That is their second, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds remaining on the clock. This offense still has the one timeout to use. 1st and 10 coming up now. To throw, it's Manning. This one into the hands of Beckham. And he'll get about 3 as he's forced out of bounds.
20-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Second and 6 coming up. Now Manning. Oh, the pressure too much. He goes down. The Giants can call their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the